Okay, so things to remember in case of Lutavisha. So Lutavisha classification, and then patient will die within 7 days, 15 days, and within 7 days, 10 to 15 days, and then 7 days, 12 days. Illa. Patient will die within 7 days. First one, and within 10 to 12 days. So or within 15 days. Okay. So and then Dashopakramas in Luta. So this is very important. So 10 Upakramas will follow in Luta. And Luta Visha Vegas, there are 7 Vegas in Luta Visha and Dashopakramas. And important Agadas in Luta Visha Chikitsa, Mandara Agada, Champaka Agada. Okay. So these Agadas also you should remember. Akshaka Agada, Padmaka Agada, Mandara Agada. Okay. And with continuation, we can apply some lepas or the Luta Dumpster site. So Apamarga and Navanita can be used. Punarnava, Shweta Punarnava and Navanita can be used. Okay. So these are all important things to remember in case of Luta. In examination, I have seen so many questions related to Luta, especially the Shopakramas. Okay. And then Sadhya Sadhata of Luta Visha. Import direct questions. Then Luta Visha Vegas and then Nagadas and Lakshanas. All the things you remember. So we can accept one question. So Acharyas is given most importance for this Luta Visha and their management. So we can expect some questions from Luta Visha. Next is Mushika. 18 types of Mushikas are there. Mashaka ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅದು ಮೂಷಿಕ ಆಗಬೇಕು. 18 types of Mushika. So just go through the names of Mushika. Mushika Vishadhisthana is Shukra. So if Mushika Shukra fall onto the body, we'll get so and so symptoms. Visha Swarupa. So it's a Vyavai, Krucha Sadhya. Slowly it will spread. So that is the nature of Mushika Visha. Immediately the Mushika Visha won't spread. Slowly it will spread. So this is the nature of Mushika Visha. Mushika Visha Lakshanas we should go through Granthi, Shota, Kota, Mandala, Ruchi, Brahma, Shivita Jvara, Atiru, Katitoda, Vepatu, Roma Arsha, Murcha. Sushita describes Karnika, Pidika, Durbalata, Shwasa, and Vamana in addition to the above. So the lot of symptoms are there with Mushika Vishas. In come to the Chikitsa of Mushika Visha, Dahana is followed by Prachanana and Rakta Mokshana. Pralepana can also be done. Okay, first and foremost thing is Dahana, followed by Prachanana and as well as Rakta Mokshana. Pralepa Chikitsa can also be advised. So, especially Karnika type of Mushika will cause immediate and severe pain. Otherwise, other Mushikas, their Visha spreading will be very slow spreading. So, we can advise Shodhana, Vamana, Virachana, Nasya, and Anjana. So, Vamana with Shirisha and Ankola Kwata. So, this is very important. Ankola Mula Kwata is used in the management of Dash Visha, Mushika Visha. Ankola Mula can be used in the management of Mushika Visha. This is an important point you should remember, an important FAQ. So Ankola Mula, Kvata can be used in the management of Muskavisha. It can be used for women. So Virechana with Trivrut, Neeli, Trifala, Shiro Virechana with Shirisha, Anjana with Gorasa, Bhavita, Trikata Shurna. So internal use we can use Kadira, Gorasa, Madhu, uh, Arkamula Gruta. So this is a very special thing, Arkamula Gruta. So we should utilize Arkamula for making a Gruta here. So last week I have given one Arkapushpa Yoga in the WhatsApp page. So it's used for oligomenorrhea and hypomenorrhea. Okay. So very good yoga, easy to prepare. Only three ingredients are there: Arkapushpa and then Tila Taila, and then Guda. So nowhere in the classics mentioned Arkapushpa is a Visha. Okay. So we need to take Arkapushpa, wash it and dry it in sunlight, and then fry it in Tila. So then make a powder with jaggery, make a pills. We can utilize this Arkapushpa yoga in case of delayed menstruation to induce menses. And if there is a very scanty bleeding also, we can use Arkapushpa yoga. 3 gram tablet you need to make. So 1 or 2 tablets daily, or 2 to 3 tablets daily. Based on the patient, you can give it. So that is the utility of Arkapushpa yoga. Here, Acharya has given Arkapushpa Gruta in case of Mushika Visha. Nowadays, in urban lifestyle, in the homes, mushikas are very less. In olden days, the crop will coming only once in a year. So in the homes, they used to store all the crops, and they will exchange crops, and they used to store the crops. So during that period, the rodents like mushka is very common. They will come and spoil the things. Nowadays, is almost very less in urban lifestyle. In villages, even if the sleeping area also, they will move forward and they will do biting and other things. It's very common in olden days. So nowadays, it's almost very less. Okay. But if you remember Arkamula, Ankola Mula, and Arkamula Gruta in the management of Mushika Visha. Internal use you can use Kadira Panchanga Siddha Gruta, Tanduliya Mula Siddha Gruta. Okay. Agraushid according to Vagbata is Ankola Mula Kalka. So just note it down. Ankola Mula Kalka is the Agraushidi in Mushika Visha. Ankola Mula Kalka. Ankola Mula Kalka. Neeli Karanjadi Kashaya specifically for Mushika Visha. Neeli Karanjadi Kashaya. Lepa prepared from Shirisha, Aridra, Tagara, Kesar and Guduchi can be used. Shama Trivrut, Shweta Parajita, Bilva Mula, Guduchi can also be used in case of Mushika Visha. Compound preparation, Ashwakanchuki Rasa. You know about Ashwakanchuki Rasa, main ingredient is Trivrut and Jayapala. So it's almost like that of Ichavedi Rasa use. How we will use Ichavedi, no? Like that you can use Ashwakanchuki. Aku Vishantaka Rasa, Mutyu Pashana Bedi Gruta, so can be used in Mushika Visha. Next comes Alarka. Alarka means dog bite poison. Generally, it is applicable for different animal bites, but especially for dog. Okay. This is documented in Sushu Samhita. So the main symptom is Jalasantrasa, hydrophobia will be the common symptoms. The fear for water. Okay. So they will have a fear for water. Kapha Pradhana Tridosha Prakopa will be there in Alarka Visha. Involvement of Sangnava Sotas will be there. Loss of Sangna. Okay, identification Alarka Visha, Saita Shonaka, Lala Srava from the mouth, Andatva, Badiriya. So these are all the some symptoms with dog bite after some days. So nowadays we have a vaccine for dog bite. So rabies vaccine, anti-rabies vaccine, ARV, anti-rabies vaccine. So usually, if dog is infected with the rabies virus, then only it will spread the virus to others. Otherwise, no need to worry. Just from the dog bite. Okay. So rabies is a virus not only present in the dog, it may present in the cat, it may present in other animals. They are infected. Thing is, rabies will not affect dog; it will affect human being. Just like a COVID-19 in the bats. So COVID-19 will present in the bat. It won't affect the bat's life and the bat's health. So it will spread from the bat and it will affect the human life. Okay. So these things you should remember. And treatment, Alarka Vishalakshana, you should remember Suttata, Krishna Varna Damsha. So what are the first thing you can do with Alarka Visha? We need to wash the wound of dog. Dog bite ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಅನಿಮಲ್ ಬೈಟ್ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ wound we need to wash with a flowing water. Running water, ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ನಲ್ಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀರು ಬಿಟ್ಟು, so forcefully water ಅಲ್ಲಿ we need to wash the area first. If possible, you can use Dettol or any Lifebuoy or other antiseptic soaps for washing the area. Where the first and foremost first aid after a dog bite, so that we can kill rabies virus a 70 to 80%. And then there is a vaccine. So if you feel it is infected with the rabies, we don't know. But once the rabies comes, there is no treatment. For that reason, for our safety sides, we can go with the vaccination. So first day, third day, 7th day, 15th day, and 30th day, 5 vaccines should be advised. So if already vaccines is given to the dog, so they will advise 3 vaccines. So otherwise, at least for a 5 vaccines. That is pre-exposure, we can go with 3 vaccines. Post-exposure depends. Pre-exposure also you can take anti-rabies vaccine. Most important symptoms in Narakovisha is Jalasantrasa, ಅಸಾಧ್ಯ ಲಕ್ಷಣ. ಮೂರ್ಛಾ, ತೃಷ್ಣ, ಸ್ತಂಭ, ಜ್ವರ, ಶಿರೋರುಕ್, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಮನ್ ಸಿಂಪ್ಟಮ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾರ್ಡಿನಲ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ಇನ್ Jalasantrasa is the cardinal feature of Alarkavisha. So Alarkavisha Chikitsa. So externally we can go with Raktamokshana, Agnikarma, Lepa, Taila Gugulu Durva, Dadimadi Lepa, Lepa with Lashurna Katavira Pippali, Lepa with Gopitta Bhavita Triphala, Lepa with Gomutra Bhavita Kuchala. But in Sushruta, we have the Turamila also used for Lepana, and internally also they are given Purana Grutapana. Yes, that you should remember. Purana Gruta, at least for 5 to 10 years old Gruta, we can use for Alarkavisha. So 1 year old is Prapurana, 10 years old is Purana. At least 10 years we need to keep Gruta. These Gruta can be used in multiple wounds. Maybe it can be used also in Dushtarana also. Old Gruta and old Madhu. So I have kept old Gruta in 2014. After 10 years, next year I can use. It's a old Gruta. We can utilize it for our clinical purpose, for healing wounds. Virachana with Arka Kshira, Tilataila Pana, Gruta prepared from Jalavetasa, Shweta Pranama and Datura Bija, Datura Bija Vardhamana Kalpa, Datura Patra Swarasa, ghee, guda with milk. And Datura Mula is also used in case of Alarka Visha. So this animal poison classification is over. Here comes a Mahavisha. Mahavisha means Vachanama. Symptoms in first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh stage. And treatment is Tankana along with Gruta should be taken, and paste of Arjuna should be liquid with honey and Gruta. Tankana is the best antidote in case of Vachanama poisoning, along with Arjuna, Gruta and Madhubhavita, Arjuna Twak. So here the classification of Vishas. their botanical name, normal dose, fetal dose, and fetal period. So I will share you. So out of that, you have to remember ಐಫೇನ ಪಿಲ್ಲು ಎಲ್ಲದೂ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೆಂಗೇನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನರ್ಗೆ ಫೇಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಅವ್ರ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ದ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಇಸ್ ಟು ಫೇಲ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅಟ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ we should remember everything. But commonly, the Tura Arka is the Tura Arka's Nui management is same. Remember everything. ಅಶ್ವಮಾರ ಐಫೇನ ಕುಪಿಲು ಗುಂಜ ಉಪವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. So treatment of various types of vishas. Mercury acute poisoning only we should advise emesis. The symptoms is metallic taste in the mouth, burning sensation from the mouth to tongue, feeling of constriction in the mouth, blood stain vomiting, diarrhea with blood stains, so collapse leading to death. So we are using mercury in our day-to-day practice. So rasa ushada, the name rasa is mercury only. So almost all rasa ushada contains mercury as one of the ingredients. If it is not properly purified and used, then we can expect the mercury poison. But 99% the mercury what we are used is an incinerated mercury. We are not using a mercury directly. Incinerated mercury means it is a basma. Basma is not equal to the metal. When basma happens means it has given its originality. It is not a metal. It doesn't have any toxicity. So whatever may be the basmas, aram se you can use without any worry. If you use mercury directly, if you take mercury directly, then these effects will be there. Not with mercury preparations. In the common people mind, they are thinking that the Ayurveda doctors will give you mercury. Will not give you mercury. It's an incinerated mercury. It means a basma. Okay. So there is a difference between a human body and a human body hash. Got it? So human body is an active. Everything is there. If the hash, you cannot find anything. Okay. So in human body, we can expect Vayu, Agni, Jala, Prithvi, Akash, everything. In the hash, only Prithvi. Parthivamsha is there. That to be burnt Parthivamsha. So just you can imagine mercury and as well as basma of mercury. Mercury of any iron basma. Iron basma is completely safe. Any basma means it's completely incinerated. Thing is, according to acharyas, you should give putas. Basma pariksha they should attain. Nischandratva, Varitaratva, all basma pariksha they should attain. Then only we can take it for use. Mercury, lead poisoning. Lead poisoning is very common. Metallic astringent taste in the mouth, vomiting associated with colic relieved by pressure, constipation, black feces, urine is suppressed, headache, drowsiness, paralysis of the limbs. This is the lead poisoning. So treatment is gastric lavage with 10% of magnesium sodium sulfate. Magnesium or sodium sulfate. Morphine or atropine to be given to relieve the colic pain. Calcium gluconate IV. It's an antidote. Lead chronic poisoning, copper acute poisoning. Just go through it, all these things. Arsenic. So Dushi Visha will aggravate in Anupadesha. Okay. Dushi Visha will aggravate in Anupadesha. Already ad madadalla. Slide I will share, just go through it. Pururupa of Dushi Visha. Kitiba, Kota. Just to see the Rupa of Dushi Visha, lot of symptoms are there. So Vaivarnya, Murcha, Vishamajvara, Prabala Tikshna Jvara, Unmada, Anaha, Shukrakshaya, Swaravikruti, Kushta, Atisara, Chardi. All symptoms are possible with Dushisha. Okay. Sadhya Sadotya, new one, healthy person, Sadhya, 1 year old is Yapya. Sheena, Haita Sevis, Sadhya. Chikitsa, Adashodana. Visha Chikisa, we need to follow. Dushi Visha Chikisa, we should follow. Dushi Vishari, Agada, we can go with it. Tipali, Jatamamsi, Shatavari, Suvarchala. Okay. So this slide is important. Visha Sankata. Okay. So Visha Sankata, the state in which Visha becomes fatal depending upon the favorable conditions like Prakriti, Kala, Anna, Dosha, and Dusha is called as Visha Sankata. So Visha Prakriti is Pitta Prakriti, Kala is Ushna Kala, Anna is Tikshna Ushna. Okay, if you consume Tikshna Ushna during the Visha, it will aggravate. If you consume Visha with Pitta Prakriti, it will aggravate. So Ushna Kala, it will aggravate. According to Charaka, the Visha will aggravate during Sharad Rutu. According to Sushruta, it is aggravate during Grishma Rutu. Okay, note it down. So according to Charaka, Visha Rutu is Sharad Rutu because of Pitta Prakriti will aggravate in Sharad Rutu. According to Sushruta, it is aggravate in Grishma Rutu. Dushya Raktadi denotes Ojakshaya Lakshanas, Manasika Kopa, etc. So Dushya is first affecting Dushya is Rakta Dhatu will affect first in Visha. Garavisha, this already explained about Garavisha. So in olden days, I have given the details. So materials used for Garavisha, Sweda mixed with Anna, Rajas mixed with Anna, Mala of different animals mixed with Anna. ಅದೇ ಮದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ನಲ್ವಾ ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂತೆ ಯಾವುದು ಕ್ರೋದು ಪಿತ್ತ ಕಾಗೆದು ಪಿತ್ತ ಬೈಲ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂತ ಕಾಗೆ ಸಾಯಿಸಿ ಸೊ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಗರವಿಷ ಮದ್ದಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ವಿಲೇಜಸ್ ಸೈಡ್ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಪುಟ್ ಪಾಯ್ಸನ್ ಓವರ್ ದ ಫುಡ್ lakshanas of garavisha. So these lakshanas, the difference between garavisha lakshanas and doshavisha lakshanas you should note down. So doshavisha we have lot of symptoms. In garavisha the very few symptoms. The panduvarana, alpagni, krishnatva, gulma, jwara. Okay. ಯಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗ್ರಹಣಿ ದೋಷ ಹಸ್ತಪಾದ ಶ್ವಯತು. Okay, just go with the symptoms. Just remember. ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸಾ ಸೊ ಚರಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ತಾಮ್ರವಜ ಮಧು ರುತ್ಶೋಧನ should be done with 1 shana of suvarna. 1 shana of suvarna is most important. If you remember, 1 shana of suvarna. Nagadante is the best drug. Trivruti is the best drug. Dravante is also a best drug. Naramutra is useful and Snehapana is contraindicated in Garavish. So here on thing Naramutra. So Swamutra Pana is explained in the treatment of many diseases. So here Naramutra Pana is the drug of choice in case of Garavish. Okay. Murvadi Churna with gold can also be used. Murvadi Churna is the best antidote in Garavish. Okay. Swarnamakshakasma, Swarnavasma, Shunga, Madhu internally can be used in case of Garavish. Ahara Visha, you can go through it. Ahara Visha Lakshanas. ಇದುವರೆಗೂ ಏನೂ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. Till today we don't have any question with Ahara Vishas. Just go through it. This is very important. Savisha Anna Pariksha. So in the introduction I have given, before giving to the king, they will test the poison. Okay. So it's called as Savisha Anna Pariksha. So they will expose the food to animals and birds. Okay. So go with the slide. So they may give you match the following with Savisha Anna Pariksha. Okay. If Chakora Pakshi consume the Visha Anna, Akshi Vaigunya will go. So the Chakora Pakshi will lose its eyesight. Okay, so Jivaka, so Mriyate, Glani will come and it will die. Kokila, Swaravaikriti will be there. Krauncha, Mada will come. Mayura, Arshana, Arsha, Shuka and Sarika. So Utkorsha, Utkrosha, it is Kujana. Continuously there is a sound with Shuka and Sarika. Amsa, it lose its ear. Shveda will be there. Brungaraja, Kojayate, Kaka, Shamaswara, Kapota and Paravata, Ashuna Jate. Ashuna Jayate ಅಂತಿದೆ. Just remember, it's very important FAQ. Okay. So if the Vishanna exposed to the flame, we will get a chat chat sound, and huge flame will come with a different color. So flame is similar to that of Mayura Kanta, Dasha and Binna. Flame will be easily put off. Okay, after exposing this food to the flame will shut down immediately. ಸೊ ವಾನರನ್ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ ಸಾಕೃತ ಮೃಯತೆ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸುತ್ತೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಪಿಶತ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ತಕ್ಷಣ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವಾಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಲೂಸ್ ಟೂಲ್ಸ್. ಸಡನ್ ಅನ್ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಸಡನ್ ಅನ್ಕಾನ್ಶಿಯಸ್ ಲೈಕ್. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಗದಾಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಗದ ಯೋಗಾಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಗದಾಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸರ್ಪೀಸ್ given in Charaka Samhita, Sushruta, Vagbhata Samhita can be used in case of Visha. Okay, this completes Ayurveda part of Vagbhata. Just go through Sushruta Samhita Kalpasthana, Charaka Chikitsa 23rd chapter, Ashtanga Hridaya and Ashtanga Sangraha. Along with these notes, you should make your own notes. Don't depend only on Madhapuram notes. Okay. So if you have any doubt, just cross check it with Samhita. Okay. We have another half an hour. I will continue with topical also. Only 2-3 pages. There's some introduction and other thing. Just take 2 minutes break. We'll continue. Ashtamasparana. So we'll continue. So toxicology. So who is the father of forensic medicine? Father of forensic medicine. Note down everyone. It adeniಲ್ಲ. You can switch it off. Father of forensic medicine is Paulus Zacharias. Paulus. Paulus Zacharias. So the book is Questions in Medical Legal Aspects. Questions in Medical Legal Aspects. Paulus Zacharias is the father of forensic medicine. The name of the book is Questions in Medical Legal Aspects. Who is the father of modern toxicology? Father of modern toxicology. Orfila. O-R-I-F-I-L-A. Orfila. O-R-F-I-L-A. Orfila. Father of modern toxicology is Orfila. So usually we are in second year BMS, we have forensic medicine and toxicology. But your batch, it is there in third year. Other tantra and vyavahara will be there in third year. So we thought that forensic medicine means something different like that of foreign countries medicine. So like that we thought before entering into the subject. So then what is the meaning of forensic? A real meaning of forensic. It's not a foreign law. What is the meaning of forensic? Medical aspects of law is called as forensic. Medical aspects of law is called as forensic. It's not a foreign law. Medical aspects of law is called as forensic. Then what is medical jurisprudence? So many times you come across jurisprudence, medical jurisprudence, so forensic law, FSL laboratory, forensic science laboratory, FSL investigations. So when there is an expecting a crime over the death, so then the forensic team will come, they will think everything, search everything, they will do inquest. So these things will be there. So forensic means medical aspects of law. It is called as forensics. Medical jurisprudence means legal aspects of medicine. Legal aspects of medicine is called as medical jurisprudence. Legal aspects of medicines. For example, Ayurveda physicians, we are born to practice only Ayurveda. Okay, so if you do the cross practice, if you prescribe allopathy medicines or any other system of medicines, we are not eligible to do that practice. So we are liable under law. So they may punish us or they may cancel our registration. So whatever the thing, they may carry out. So these are all the things comes under medical jurisprudence. Your boundary. What is your boundary? That will going to tell. Medical jurisprudence. Legal aspects of medicine is called as medical jurisprudence. Medical aspects of law is called as forensic. So you know about IPC sanction. What is IPC? Indian Penal Code. IPC means Indian Penal Code. First time it started in India from 1860. 1860. So till then, you know, India is small territories ruled by kings. So India was united in after Indian independence, 1950. Okay, united. So before that, we have a small districts, small states. They have their own land. They have their own these things rule. But once it is united, we have our own law. So this law came into force from January 26, 1950. But during the period of British, they introduced these laws. 1860, that is the peak period of Britishers. So almost 100 years they ruled India very well. So before 1850, they are not completely colonized. Small area they started and they completely colonized from 18th century. So it is a peak period. So, and they started ruling India with a common civil code, with common laws. Okay, so restrictions, everything they introduced. So, in one manner, they taught us so many things: how to rule, how to make law, how to do the developments, everything they taught us. Okay, so in that one, the law implementation was IPC sections. That is 1860. IPC section started in the year 1860. So CRPC means Criminal Procedure Code. Indian CRPC means Criminal Procedure Code. It is started in 1973. 1973. IPC and CRPC. IPC sections are very important. Definitely, we will get one or two questions from IPC sections. I will share you the notes related to IPC sections. So it may be there in the website. You can download IPC and CRPC sections. What is an inquest? So what I have shared, the slide is your 50 marks Agatantra syllabus. So one by one I will finish like this. So inquest means investigation towards the crime or investigation towards the incidents. So it may be an accident, it may be a murder, it may be an attempt to murder, it may be a hurt. So whatever may be, once the police receive the complaint, written complaint, so then they will start the investigation. It's called as inquest. So always inquest officer will be the inspector of the station. So we have inspector, sub-inspector, assistant sub-inspector, constable, head constable, like that. The gradings will be there. So the head of the station is inspector. So he will taken care of. He is the head of the investigations. Okay. He is the authority, just like physician, so or a chief physician, like that. So he is the chief of the investigations. Inspector in general is the chief of the inquest. So in India, we have two types of courts. So one is civil court and one more is criminal court. Okay. So whatever the cases will go to the station will comes under criminal court. So for civil offences, we no need to approach a police. Got it? For any civil issues, directly we can go to the court, civil court. Directly we can put the case over there through the lawyer. Okay. For any civil procedures, no need to approach a police. If you suspect some crime over there, then we can go to the police station and then we can lodge a complaint. Then they will write a FIR. FIR is first investigation report. And then they will put a charge sheet. The charge sheet is detailed investigation report. Okay, that comes under charge sheet. So within 24 hours of any arrest of any criminal or offender, okay, a suspect, so they should produce them in front of a magistrate, criminal court magistrate, within 24 hours. Any arrest of anybody, so they should produce in front of magistrate. They should explain this is the crime he has done. These are all the evidences, primary evidences. If magistrate feels he is the offender, then he will hand over the person to the police. Otherwise, he can give the bail and they can inquire offline. After that, they can go for an inquiry. So this is the things happening. For example, so some fraud thing happened to you. Somebody has taken the money from you. So money means they're taking it for the loan and they are not giving it back. During that time, so you're not supposed to go to the police station. This is not comes under the police circumferences. Then you should go to the court. You should produce your evidences. We have a check or any on-demand promissory note you have taken from the loan person. So then you should put a case in the court. If court feels he is an offender, he is issue the notice to him. Then the procedure will go on. Got it? So what is the difference between civil and the criminal court? And any issues with the properties, or any issues with other concerns, directly you can go to the court. These things will happen with civil court. So a lot of misconception will be there in the minds of people, where to go and what to do. So everything they will go to the police station. So police stations are here to taken care of only the crime. They should stop the crime. Even they go to the police station also, they will ask both the things and they will make a sitting. Okay, so they will discuss and they will give you the solution. So if only criminal procedures only, they will go and do the investigation. They will take it to the court. They call it settlements. The stations you should go and settle yourself, and you should come down. Okay, so you must have a difference between a civil court and as well as criminal court. So there are two types of court in India: civil court and criminal court. So in foreign states there is a jury system is there. So juries means it just like a judges. So there are some important person in society. So they are called as a juries. So the jury team will sit together, 5 team or 10 team. Okay, so they will inquire everything and they will give you the verdicts. That's the jury court. In India, we don't have any jury court. So in many films, we have seen about jury investigations. Okay, but in India, we don't have any jury investigations. We have only the courts, civil court or criminal court. If civil offenses, you should go to civil court. If criminal offenses, you should go to criminal court. Okay. So what is cognizable offense? Cognizable offense is the offense. So police can arrest the person without a warrant. So in case of dowry death, okay, so we can arrest the persons in case of rape, dowry death. So police has the capacity to arrest the culprit without the warrant. It's called as cognizable offense. So one question I remember regarding the rape, so the death of a female. The question is like that. So how many persons should witness the autopsy of a female? She died 4 years before the marriage. It may be natural death or it may be any other thing. So the question is, how many persons should witness the autopsy of a female? She was died within 4 years of their marriage. Question is like that. So in that case, one female physician, one male musician, along with magistrate, district magistrate. It may be a tahsildar, or it may be any assistant commissioner or a district commissioner, DC. Any of these great taluku magistrate or district magistrate should attend the autopsy of a female died within 7 years of their marriage. Okay, so within 7 years of their marriage, that will attract a dowry case. It may be natural death also. Got it? So in that case, so 3 members should attend and every process should be recorded. All process should be recorded. Usually burn ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಒಂದು ರೂಲ್ ಇದೆ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಗೇನೆಸ್ಟ್ ದ ರೈಚುವಲ್ಸ್. ಅದನ್ನೇನು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. So it should be buried after that. Next comes the types of evidences. There are 5 types of evidences. Documentary evidences. Documents means any documents related to the crime. And then oral evidence, indirect evidence, direct evidence, and hearings. Hearings means direct. They will call us and we can give the evidence. That is called as hearing. Documentary, oral, indirect, direct, and hearings. So documentary again is of 3 types. Just go through it. So come to the witnesses types. Types of witnesses is of 2 types. Common witness and expert witness. Here the role of doctors will come. So doctor is an expert witness. Okay, we should not tell he is the criminal. So doctor is asked to, the postmortem doctor is asked for a court hearing. So he should go and tell, so the crime may happen so and so. So this is a murder, the real case of murder. This is not a natural death. Like that, he should give the opinion. It's called as expert opinion. He should not tell he is the murderer. He only killed the person. So we should give our opinion, just like a bariatric expert, dactylography expert, podography expert, fingerprint experts. So and these experts will be called in the court, and they will take their opinion. So we are the doctors. We comes under expert witness. We should able to tell how the things was happened and who has done it. We should not judge. We should give our opinions. Otherwise, nami punish ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. We should give our opinion. This is called as expert opinion. So what is perjury? Perjury. Giving willful false evidence is called as perjury. Giving willful false evidence is called as perjury. So you know the plus emblem ನೋಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ plus. So this is not a doctor sign. So it is a Red Cross sign. It should used in the army. Army emergency ನಲ್ಲಿ Red Cross are used ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ emblem ಅದು. So doctors we have a separate emblem for us. So we should not use plus sign. It can be used for medical services in the army. So ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳ ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವೆಟರ್ನರಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಶಾಪ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ everywhere you can see the plus mark. Plus mark which should not use. Those who are members of Red Cross Society or army medical services, they can use the red plus mark. We should not use plus mark for our clinics. Okay. Unless you are the member of Red Cross Society, you can use it. What is malpraxises? Malpraxises. It's called as professional negligence. Professional negligence is called as malpraxises. So suppose patient came to your clinic, you are not given the proper diagnosis and proper treatment. If something has happened to the patient, then you are liable for punishment. It's called as malpractice. Willfully you are given a wrong medicines, or that will lead to some other complications. It's malpractices. Okay, so these things should be monitored. It is a punishable offense. What is euthanasia? Euthanasia, mercy killing. Okay, it is not there in India. Mercy killing is not a lawful thing in India. So even till the last breath, we should not kill the patient. In India, it is not available. So ನೀವೊಂದು ಮೂವಿ ನೋಡಿದ ಗುಜಾರಿಶ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ರಿತಿಕ್ ರೋಷನ್ ಗುಜಾರಿಶ್ ಮೂವಿ of Hrithik Roshan, their whole film is to fight for euthanasia. He put a case in a court to give me a mercy killing. Okay. What is consent? So we are working in nursing homes everywhere. So when patient come to your clinic, you will take the consent. If you are going for an operation, the hospital will take the consent. If patient will have some uh, ear infections or other multi-organ failure, so they will explain the patient condition to the attenders and they will take high risk consents. So the consent means it's a voluntary agreement between the patient and a doctor. Agreement. So in the consent only they are written. So you should agree for all the treatment protocols. So on the so and so operation, so and so injection, so and so. They will very clearly mentioned. It will be explained to the patient in their mother tongue. In the consent only they are written like that. So all the patient condition was explained to the patient in their mother tongue. So I voluntarily agree for all the treatment and all the procedures done in the hospital. So and so they are given the consent. Okay, consent is nothing but a voluntary agreement between a patient and a doctor. So for everything you should take consent. For a panchakarma, for nasya, for omana, urechana. So for a general consultation also you should take consent. So they're visiting to the hospital, we are given the prescription, but if they give the consent means it's completely willfully they agree for any treatment procedures or anything. Okay. A child below 12 years cannot give a valid consent. Consent will not apply for a child below 12 years of age. And juvenile, we can call it juvenile, so below 18 years of age. So even below 18 years, if they do rape also, it is not considered under the law. So Delhi case ಹಂಗೆ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಅದೊಂದು. So is 17 years ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ he has given released. He was released. So others was commit for a hanging. So labor law in India after 14 years. So they should do work after 14 years. What is dactylography? Dactylography, fingerprinting technology is called as dactylography. They are using chalk and mercury as their powder, chalk powder. So they will put some powder over the surface and they will take the fingerprints. What is that powder? It contains a chalk and mercury. Okay. What is podogram? Foot loops are called as podogram. So foot loops are called as podograms. Usually in case of autopsy, thanatology means study of death in all aspects is called as thanatology. So usually while doing autopsy, they will conduct incisions like Y incision or I incision. So that is a universal method of doing autopsy. So wherever they can do autopsy, they should do the incisions like that only. Y incisions or I incisions. Okay. So any suspect of poisoning, some parts of the body they should preserve. So stomach content and liver should be preserved. 200 grams of liver, at least minimum 30 ml of stomach content, half part of the kidney. If urine is present, collect urine at least for a 30 ml. Okay, some part of the brain if there is a neurotoxic. So these things they should send it for FSL laboratory, forensic science medical laboratory. They should send for higher studies. Okay, blood 30 ml. So it is a duty of a forensic doctor to collect all these things, and it should be labeled neatly and send it for a forensic laboratory before come to the conclusion about the death. So especially in case of brain death, it's because of opioids and barbiturates. So CSF poisoning commonly is because of alcohol. Lungs, chloroform and gaseous carbon monoxide. Bones should be preserved in case of arsenic and thallium poisoning. If the suspect arsenic and thallium poisoning, so we should preserve bones. Chloroform and carbon monoxide in case of lungs. Alcohol poisoning, we should preserve CSF. Opioid and barbiturates, we should preserve brain. So modes of death antandre we should do 3 modes of death: asphyxia, syncope and coma. Asphyxia is lung death. So syncope is cardiac, coma is brain death. These are called as modes of death. In asphyxial death, we can see tartar spots, petechial spots will be there in the leg. That indicate this is because of asphyxia. Okay. So next, what is algar mortis? It's called as cooling of the body. So after death, the temperature of the body will decreases. So where to check the temperature? Temperature should be checked in rectal region. Rectal temperature only we should see. So every 1 hour, 1 degree of temperature will goes to. So based on that, we can able to calculate the time of death. Okay. So what is rigor mortis? Stiffness of muscles is called as rigor mortis. It will be start from an involuntary muscle. Okay, it will start from the eyebrows. So that's why after the death they will close the eyebrows. Otherwise we cannot close the eyes. Got it? So that is rigor mortis, stiffness of the muscles. It will start from a involuntary muscles. So time of onset 1 to 2 hours after death. Duration, it will be longer for 24 to 36 hours. After death only immediately they will keep the body in the position, whatever the position they want, and close the eyes, closing the mouth. The air enter that will increase the body weight of the patient. Even they will close mouth, even they will close ears. Everything will be all randhras will be closed. Okay, this is the concept behind it. Usually, putrefaction will start after 36 to 48 hours of death. So, putrefying bacteria is called as Clostridium velaci. Clostridium velaci is called as putrefaction bacteria. And you know about mummies. You visited in Goa, some mummies are there in Manipal Museum, Anatomy Museum, some mummies are there. So, how mummies will be created? So, usually in olden tradition, so they will keep body in mountains, some Parsis that still it is there in their system. They will keep the bodies in mountains. They will. Their concept is that body should be utilized for some vultures' food as a food. If no vultures and nothing will come with high temperature, with low oxygen, so that body will be dried up completely and it becomes a mummy. If you want to create an artificial mummy, we should withdraw complete oxygen, completely heat should be generated, hot air should be generated, then the body will be dried up and it becomes a mummy. Okay, so the two criteria should remember for mummification of the body. One is low oxygen and hot wind. IPC sections, I will share you one material. Frostbite minus 2.5 degree temperature. So it's very common with those who are working in icy regions. So especially in Kashmir and those regions. And so army people will have this thing. And trench fruit, it will be from 5 to 8 degrees Celsius. Trench fruit will happen in 5 to 8 degrees Celsius. Frostbite minus 2.5 degree Celsius. They will lose legs many times because of frostbite. And bonds and calls, and rule of nine also, So just go through rule of nine once again. So when we can think about bonds, it is after 44-degree temperature. Minimum 44-degree temperature, then only we will get some bonds. Scalds 65-degree temperature, boiled water. Any boiled water or oil is fall onto the body, so that will make an injury. It's called as a burn injury. It's called as scalds. Okay. Incrimination, so minimum 1000-degree temperature for 1.5 hours, then the complete body will be hot. Incrimination, so 1000-degree temperature for 1.5 hours. 1.5 hours, 1000-degree temperature. Hanging early, it will take 3 to 5 minutes for death. What is the difference between hanging and strangulation? With suspension is called as hanging, without suspension is called as strangulation. So these are the things will come and important things in forensic medicine. IPC, CRPC, you should go through it. IPC sections and CRPC sections. And important terminologies, autopsy methods, and what is burning, scars, rule of nine. So usually we can save the persons with poisoning and some other things, but very difficult to save the person with burns. Okay, so when the area of the skin will get burnt, means it becomes a toxic. So once the rehydration of the body is very important, and removing of the toxins is also very important. There is a lot of chance so that again and again there will be reinfection to the skin. This is a very common thing in case of burns. So patient will die within 3 days of burns is because of dehydration, or immediate or within 3 days of burns. Within 7 days, it may be because of septicemia. After 7 days of death during burns is because of toxemia. So these three things you should remember. So sudden dehydration, then septicemia, then toxemia. Okay, so the burnt area again will reabsorb to the blood, it will act as a poison, so that leads to the death, toxemia at last. If they survive for 3 days, then you should see for sepsis by maintaining antibiotics and all. We should maintain infections and other things. Then there is no infection, the burnt area will slowly reabsorb and it becomes a toxic to the body. So very difficult to survive the patient of burns. Even a 30 to 40% of burns is very difficult to manage. With any proper care also, it's very difficult to manage. That's why in fire accidents, many people will die. Within 2 to 3 minutes, many parts of the body will get burnt up. Hmm. Next comes toxicology. So Drugs and Cosmetic Act in 1940, established in 1940. Drugs and Magic Remedies 1954. Pharmacy Act in India 1948. National Poison Information Center present in India is there in New Delhi. Ideal homicidal poison is thallium and organic compounds. Ideal homicidal. So ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಪಾಯ್ಸನ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಬಾರ್ದು, ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಡೆತ್ ತರ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. So somebody will put the poison the mimic like that of a natural poison. So thallium is one of the ideal poison, and organophosphorus compounds is also belongs to ideal homicidal poison. Then comes ideal suicidal poison, that is opium and barbiturates. So ideal homicidal is thallium organic compounds, thallium and organic compounds. Ideal suicidal is opium and barbiturates. Classification of poisons: corrosive, irritants. Main classification is corrosive and irritants. In corrosive, we have inorganic acids, organic acids, strong alkali and metal salts in corrosive poison. In irritants, agricultural and inorganic poisons. Some example for systemic poisons are spinal poison, Kupilu. Kupilu is a spinal poison. Cardiac poison, Caravira, tobacco is a cardiac poison. Asphyxiants is carbon monoxide. Food poisoning is mainly because of Clostridium botulism. Food poisoning is mainly because of Clostridium botulism. So usually the patient will come with the ingestion of poison. So at that time we should go with the gastric leavage. So when we have to go with the gastric leavage, when we have to put some tubes to the stomach and we should take out the poison within 3 hours of poisoning. Just before 3 hours of poisoning. If already 3 hours gone means there is no use of doing gastric cleavage. Within 3 hours, the poison will get absorbed. And what is the length of the gastric cleavage pipe? 1.5 meters. 1.5 meters is the gastric cleavage pipe, and we should insert up to the marking of 50 centimeter. So contraindications of gastric cleavage in case of corrosive poisons. Corrosive poison, strong acid alkalis poisons ಆಗಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ already the esophagus and stomach is thin. If you put some tube, definitely it will pierce the esophagus and stomach. During that time, we should not advise gastric cleavage. And during that time, what we can use is we can use democelates. Ghee, milk, white egg can be used as a democelates. Universal antidote. The ratio you can write it down. Activated charcoal, magnesium oxide, and tannins. Universal antidote, activated charcoal, magnesium oxide, and tannin. Universal antidote, activated charcoal, magnesium oxide, and tannin. EDTA helpful in arsenic and mercury poison. Universal antidote is activated charcoal, magnesium oxide, and tannin. Chelating agents can be given in case of heavy metal poisoning. Chelating agents, heavy metal poisoning. EDTA can be helpful in case of arsenic and mercury poison. EDTA can be helpful in arsenic and mercury poison. Coffee ground appearance of vomiting. Coffee ground appearance of vomiting. Coffee ground appearance of vomiting is seen in oxalic acid poisoning. Oxalic acid poison. Okay. Green colored urine. Oxalic acid poison. Coffee ground appearance of vomitus. Oxalic acid poison. Green color urine. Green colored urine. Carbolic acid poison. Okay, next. Arsenic poison will resembles like that of a cholera. Arsenic poison resembles like that of a cholera. Mickey some fetal dose, fetal period, antidotes I will share. Okay. So these are some of the important points in Agatantra and Vyavahara Ayurveda. So I will share you the notes, IPC, CRPC sections, and Agatantra books. Okay. All material I will share by today evening or by tomorrow. Okay. Any doubts or clarification?